Hey, and welcome to the Crochet Crowd live on the Stitch Social this afternoon. Still working on the study, or sorry, Into the Light. I'm going to provide a link in the comments now. So this is kind of what I'm working on. Overnight, so I worked until 11:30 last night, and then overnight, I guess some genius went along and altered my document that I was working on and took out all my edits. Anyway. So lucky for me is that there was a backup. So yeah. So this morning, or this afternoon, sorry, it's now currently 1:20 in the afternoon. I have been bouncing around all over the internet in between doing this. So I made a major mistake in the testing. Not the pattern itself, but in my actual sample. So I had a frog back. So welcome to Elma, Holly, Cindy, Angela, and we also have Sarah's Crochet with us this afternoon. So I'm just kind of just making sure. So Regina is not in the tub today. So I think you were in the tub yesterday, if I recall. And so you can chit chat with some people, meet some people. You can let me know where you're from. Maybe you have a local friend here. And so anyway, my local friends are currently at the corn maze. So where I live in Nova Scotia, there is a corn maze and a major tourist place just diagonal to our house. But because we're away from the highway, we really don't see the results of that. Anyway, yeah, so Moonyan is skipping her name. No, I did not mean to skip your name. Okay, so there we go. So anyway, so the group of friends are at the corn maze just across the street from my house almost. So it's a major tourist attraction here, which keeps the local economy going. And so anyway, the major friends are over at the corn maze. Daniel was supposed to go, but I guess he overslept or something. So yeah. So yeah, so we have Idaho in the house. It snowed apparently in over in the west. I guess the season is coming around. So Alma is currently in Alexandria, but we're from Maine. I don't. Okay, so there we go. So the adventure for next July, yeah. So I'm trying to hit the point across of like the places that we're going to visit are not necessarily smooth pathways and etc. So that's kind of where we're going for there. So Wendy is liking the look of the new coloring that Daniel did for our home. So we love it too, to be honest. So Daniel, did he start making the nutcrackers yet? No, I've decided that we're not going to do it. I think I'm too close to Christmas because I do crochet and I do work excessively. That I just don't think I have enough time to get it done before Christmas. So I axed the idea. So I have another plan. I was talking to my mentor in miniatures this morning, and yeah. Are you near the Stillwater Sherbrooke area? My sister just moved there. I don't know where that is, so I'm not really sure. I don't know Nova Scotia that well, like as far as where things are. I kind of moved here and then I got right to work and I don't get out much. Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on here today. So are you crocheting along with me? What are you doing? Are you just snooping online? We started binge watching The Lincoln Lawyer last night. And anyway, so in season 3, one of the newest characters is apparently a crochet host, which I thought was quite funny. Anyway, he was and it was a guide to Muscle Man, and he was showcasing the jasmine stitch, which I commented to. And I just wondered, to my point of view, the writers of the show, how in the hell did they choose the jasmine stitch, which is one of the hardest stitches I think that exists in crochet, and maybe because they chose it on purpose. Yeah. So I just go to Michael's a lot. Yeah, I go more than I should, for sure. Well, somebody's going to crochet in the doctor's office. Daniel's going to go tomorrow to the doctor's. And, he has more of a serious issue than other people. So he tried to get in today to see if he booked it yesterday. Try to get in today, but to see if there's any cancellations, but he's on a waiting list. But he's going to definitely get it by tomorrow. So yeah. So anything I could do to break the habit of boredom, I changed the stitches, and I had the colors changing, and the colors changing that keeps me mentally interested. Yeah. So that's, and maybe blankets are not your thing to do. Maybe you just don't enjoy it. So I'm gonna have my lunch. I'll get it with you. It's currently 1:25 now. There's a blueberry scone. Hopefully Daniel didn't want it. Mm-hmm. So we have Niagara Falls in the house today. Did you have your Tim Horton coffee this morning? I did. I'm a tea drinker, actually, but that's okay. I know what you mean. But we usually go around 2 o'clock for afternoon break. So what's up? Not much for me. Just testing a pattern. I don't even know if it needs to be tested at this point. So it's 3:26 a.m. in the east coast of Australia. You know, once I went to Australia last year, I'm like, how do I emigrate to Australia? Does Australia need somebody like me so I can pick up and move? Australia to me reminded me of a tropical version of Canada. It felt so safe, and I'm like, oh, I want to go there full time. So the artist just from Calgary as well, out in the West Coast. She's working on prayer shawls and welcomes winter. And winter apparently came yesterday. I should actually look that up because Krista was just saying the same thing. So we have Donna in the house. Sorry, I'm just having my lunch all the way from Regina. I always get her place wrong. I always think it's either Saskatoon. I don't know why. Swathi, you're in the house all the way from India in the house. Thank you for being a part of our community today. So we are crocheting candy corn goodie bags for her 8-year-old grandson's second class. That's pretty cool. They probably don't take too long to make either. So Melissa G just said she cleaned her yarn room. She needs to quit shopping, says to nobody ever. Good luck with that, Melissa. Let me know how it goes. Do I ever loom knit anymore? No, not really. I find the loom knitting, it's really limited in what you can do with it. So Melissa G, her senses just popped back into her brain. Yeah. So you like my sweatshirt? Yeah, it's the first year I think we had a friend make the group of us. Where I don't even know where I am. Oh, yeah, I'm at the top somewhere. That's Daniel. That's me. So all the people represent people that we knew. Yeah. I need to find some velvet yarn that is gold color and make some chicken nuggets. Do you think I could find that anywhere in Calgary? Oh, I didn't realize that's not really a question. And why in the earth do you need to make crochet chicken nuggets? So this pop usually lasts me 3 days in order to drink a bottle of it. So there you go. Okay. And buying canner. So they didn't actually get Karen anniversary cakes up at Michael's in my location this year. They kept it for the bigger. So I have a smaller version of Michael's. Yeah. So why not crochet chicken nuggets? I don't know. What are you gonna do with chicken nuggets? Oh, she sells online, and they are big sellers like Pop-Tarts. Oh, we're gonna go back to those Pop-Tarts. So let me just Google that for a second. Crochet chicken nuggets. You really do got to find the right yarn for that, eh? Oh, interesting. Kids play with crochet food. My grandkids do too. The Pop-Tarts are done now. Okay, so Wendy is making the Easy Toddler spiral hats for kids in Alaska. The Easy Top spiral. Oh, yeah, those hats are pretty cool. So you found out crochet food is a thing. Before I go too far, I'm just going to check. Make sure I missed my corners last time. So I end up with a pile of yarn on my desk that I frogged out. So I was having a little bit of a mental issue. So around 11 o'clock last night, two of my stitch counts in the row and the sides. So 2 out of the 4 sides, the stitch counts weren't right. So then I was questioning life. So anyway, so then I end up charting it out this morning on diagram format just to make sure the stitch counts actually do work. So that was just peace of mind. I just don't want people to say, well, there's still mistakes. And then I'm like, well, maybe it was just me. So I had to verify that it was actually just me and not the math of the pattern. So rest in peace to my hands. I shall finish this dog day. I crochet coffee cups with little faces on them. Well, actually, you know, my friend Kelly does that too. Actually, I think she did hot chocolate. Could have been coffee too. I think it's the same kind of concept. So Angela just ordered the backpack and the mobility bag. Thank you for that support to buy that. We put a lot of thought and process into it. So the backpacks that we have are high-end backpacks. So I figured there's enough cheap crap in the world, so we didn't want to create a product that was not going to be suitable for that. One lady emailed, so she's upset about the price of the bag, and she goes, well, she can't afford, can you at least do 10 as a giveaway? And I'm like, I didn't answer her back. And I thought to myself, well, who's going to pay for that? You know? So anyway, whatever. Just, I don't understand. Nothing in life is truly ever free. So you're going to use the mobility bag on my suitcase at the airport. Huh. Interesting. That actually makes a lot of sense. And I like that you can just put it beside you too with it opened as well. So has everybody seen the mobility bag? I have one here. So you like to join my crochet retreat. So we're not ready for bookings yet. We're still working on negotiations for the locations and etc. So we're not quite there yet. But we will put a note out. You are part of the membership here on YouTube, so you'll get first notification before we go live to the general public. So that's kind of the plan. So let me show you the mobility bag here. I did nail my corners this time. So this was the mobility bag. It's like a bucket bag, and this here is the front end of the bucket. So you can put it around your wrist if you wanted to, but it's also got snaps. So it completely opens up. So if you want to sit beside this thing and have it completely opened, there's pockets on the interior, as well as there's a zipper pocket as well over here. Right here. So we had our friend Trish step in and say, what do you need? And so she needed a bag that had a zipper for her personal goodies. So you can't just reach in and grab her wallet or whatever she wanted to have as her security stuff. So when you're ready for it, you just take the snaps, you put it around whatever you want to do and just snap it back into place. And so therefore it'll hold. So it is a Delaque quality. So it means it's higher end. And so it's made of waxed canvas in the color called ocean blue. And the coloring of it makes it look like shimmering in the ocean. And so there's also a pin here. And the pin will have stitch markers. So each one of them comes with a customized Crochet Crowd stitch markers. And there's a total of 9 of them. And I decided that the stitch marker should have the hook size so that you can attach it to your project. So if you have to put it down, you know what it was, but it also acts as a regular stitch marker. So on the exterior, this will face out. You have deep pockets here. Maybe you want water or anything like that. A very simple bag, but a very strong bag. And because it's made of wax canvas, the bag won't stretch like some other materials out there that exist. The interior here, we needed a liner. And so what I did is I had my friend Karen paint a painting. And so the whole interior is her painting transferred over. And if you're a true crochet crabber and you know that I have slang words and stuff, they're hidden all within the painting. So you have to find out what those are. Yeah. So, and Wendy's alluding to the stitch markers are not available as a separate purchase. They're been included as part of the bag. So all of this planning, I think, started in August. And so the bags are currently being made, and that is the mobility bag here. And then the backpack. So listen, I may be homosexual, but I'm not a fanatic when it comes to bags or purses or anything like that until I met this bag. And this here is the maker's backpack. And right now, we had designed for us this luggage piece here. And this here just goes on and off. So if I want to be anonymous and I don't want people to know who I am, like as far as like I want my extra security, I can just take the luggage tag off and I can transfer it to the mobility bag right over here. It does not come with the mobility bag. Now, because I want to personalize for myself, is that I love pins and I like identifiers like this that makes it my own. And the problem is that I used to be able to stick it through my bags here, but then the backs catch on stuff and then they fall off. So what we decided to do is that we made a customized luggage thing that completely opens. So you can stick your pins on, have the backings on the interior, and just snap it closed. So it keeps the backs of the pins onto the pins itself. And then this will easily, freely rotate when it's on your luggage. So you can put pins on both sides of it if you wish. If you don't want to use this at this time, then you can just safely just put it inside your bag. There's pockets, there's water pockets or bottle pockets on both sides here. And maybe you have a day of that you don't know what you're going to do with it, right? So you don't want to take it as a purse, you just want to take it as a backpack. And there's an added bonus to this bag that if you say, okay, well, I'm not going to use it as a purse today, you can just unsnap the handle and remove the handles out. So you can just put that in a safe spot. But I do like it with the handles because when I'm not feeling safe, then I can just take it off my back and just hold my bag like a purse in front of me, just like that. And then these snap back on. So they're a strong snap because your bag is your bag. And these are also made with waxed canvas in the color called Ocean Blue. One of my favorite features of this whole thing is that on the back, there is a strap. And so if you have your suitcase with you in the airport, you can put that down over top the thing that extends out of the suitcase and put it around this thing so that it comes up so you don't have to carry two things at the same time. And there's also a pocket here that is right behind your back. So it's right up against your back. And I always put my security stuff in this spot, in this pocket, whether it's my money or my passport, anything like that, I will leave there because when I'm wearing it, it's tucked right onto my back itself. And the interior opens right up. And on the interior, you're going to see that there is a yarn feeder right here. And in the DelaQ logo right here, do you see that right there? That is a yarn cutter. So you don't need to carry your scissors. And right inside this bag right now is 2 balls of Caron 1 pound yarn, just to show you how much of the sizing that this bag can hold. As a person that's still younger and still working, we also have a padded pocket that you can do a laptop or a tablet or anything you would like to do. So it's all padded itself, so that you can do that. You have extra pockets here in the top that you could use for your passport or anything like your whatever you need on the inside. And then there's more pockets. The further you go down, it's just more and more pockets. And all of the buttons are magnetic as far as being able to close, but will not interfere with your stuff. And then on the interior as well, on the other side, you're going to notice is that there's a place to hold your keys. You put your keys around there so that your keys are not at the bottom of your bag. And on this side, there's pocket after pocket. There's yarn holders. Where am I here? So there's so if you want your crochet hooks, you could just slide them in all the way down and put those in. And there's pocket and pocket, pocket. So I tend to use these pockets near the top as like my battery charging cords and everything like that, right? And so this is this bag here, and I really like it for the element that it is wax canvas. So if you spill something on it, because it is having wax canvas, it's easy just to wipe this thing off, and it should resist most of it. It's not waterproof, but it does a good job of repelling that. Okay, so you're wearing your coat out and you need to take it off, and there's no room in your bag. These here, they just come right up, and you can just roll up your coat. You can put a beach blanket in there, just whatever you want to do, a sweater, put it inside the straps and let it hold. And when not in use, just push it back, and the magnetic, do you hear it? Pulls it back into there. There's also going to be the pins here for your stitch pins, so their stitch markers will come with this bag as well. So the bag comes with the stitch markers, and it also comes with the luggage piece, just like you see here. So if you get this one, you can just transfer this over to your mobility bag if you wanted to. So it's only provided with this bag. And so this is a hell of a great bag. We chose the color based on our logo because it is our bag, but also I like that it's darker so that you can put it underneath the airplane seat when you're traveling. And depending on your airline, sometimes I put it up in the cargo hold, like above my seat. And so that's kind of the mobility bag that we have going on. Yeah. So Barbara was talking about almost got one last year. So I really like the bags. I actually thought they were like leather when I saw them for the first time, but they're not. They're just wax canvas. So I hope you saved it with a pattern so the obnoxious yarn addict doesn't copy your original bag idea and then tell his viewers that this is part of his design company. Who is Yarn Addict? Are they on YouTube? I don't know who that is. Are you talking about Juan? Oh. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I know of this guy, but I don't know him in person. Yeah. So anyway. So what makes him obnoxious then? What is the thing about that? I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so we did a lot of thought process when it comes to the bags, to what you need, what I need, and basically what I need is what you need. Yeah. The dogs are barking at thin air today. So there's a hum in the background. So our house we had a storm blow through here, knocked out our power, and then it knocked out our internet. So the new modem that we had put in doesn't connect to my server. So my server had to be moved to the next room here with a cord going to my computer. Yeah. So that's kind of what we have going on. So I'm just going to continue to stitch those chill. So I'm working on my budget to get the backpack. How long is the pre-order going to be staying up? The pre-order is going to stay up until they're gone. So there is a limited quantity being made, and I don't know if they'll ever be made again. But once the stuff is gone. That's interesting, Wendy. Oh, such a sin. Wendy, don't be telling me stuff like that. Wendy's privately messaging me some background details. Yeah, so they'll be available for as long as the order is being done. If we do a brand new bag from scratch, then the quantities to do that are quite something. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the red one is my favorite. So I like the yellow one too. So then I end up getting a messenger tote, which is not down here. So the other, I have another product idea that I want to pitch to Jimmy Beans. I'm not going to share with it because if somebody's saying that, somebody's going to rip off my idea. But I have another idea that I could really use, and it's just for people like you and I. So I will. I was talking to Karen about that because she's in charge of communications and stuff with Jimmy Beans. Yeah. You got a hat box in that color. When do you wear hats? Yeah. So anyway. No, the Delicue hat box is the red color. Oh. Well, there you go. Yeah, I think I'm at the point, and I think I talked about this, could be yesterday, is that I'm 51 years old. I'm tired of buying crap. Yeah. And, you buy cheap and you end up replacing the damn stuff. It's like when you go to IKEA with the furniture, a lot of that stuff is so disposable. And I'm not saying that furniture shouldn't be disposable, but I don't necessarily want to replace a couch or something that often. So, yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my shtick. So anyway, when we were designing the bags, I said, I want a good quality bag, none of this cheap crap. Yeah. What are you working on? Because it looks delicious. I am just testing the into the light. So into the light, there is currently nobody on the article right now, but so I'm currently working on this pattern, and so things are not made like they used to be. So my friend Karen next door, she just bought a washer and dryer last year, and the dryer is already kapunked. I'm like, oh, yeah. So the cheap junk doesn't cut it. There's nothing wrong with stuff being cheap, but depending on its application, I don't necessarily want cheap in certain elements of my life. So you end up paying the price of it for sure. But I think in the long term, you're actually saving money because you're not replacing things so often. And it's like when I think about that in the craft show circuit, when we used to do the craft show, anything over $30 was a hard sell. Anything under $30 was an easy impulse buy. And I think it's the price point of the cheap crap that gets you to be impulsive. Because you feel, well, it was cheap enough, I'll just buy it again. I'll buy something else. But I don't necessarily want to live my life like that. So I ordered the mobility bag, and I'm in love with the lining. Yeah. So Karen's already thinking about what else can she paint. So we have some ideas for sure. But as I mentioned before, I will keep my mouth shut just in case somebody's going to take a design idea from me. But we'll present it if we're ready when we get to it. So is anybody interested in doing Jimmy Bean's retreat again next year? We haven't planned anything yet. Which reminds me, I have to do something real quick. Sorry, I just had to do something. It's been on my mind. I just haven't done it. Somebody's editing my document as I speak. Okay, so let's go into, somebody is altering my document. Okay. Okay. How do we protect the designers? I know that people steal my designs quite frequently and sell them online. And you know what? There's not much I can do about it. I have had people that have bought a design from somebody that scammed one of my patterns and they want a refund because the design they're selling may have not been revised, because they've stolen it at some point and the pattern's been revised since. So I have had people demand a refund from me. And I'm like, well, you need to go back to your source, but then the source doesn't respond to emails or anything. So they basically have been scammed. And I don't know. I just try to, I don't know how you train people that, you know, if it has the word Crochet Crowd on it, you should look at the website first. Because chances are it's already posted for free. So, and you know what? You just, the way that I look at it is that people can scam either other people really quite easily, and they don't have to do it for very long, and people will do it, right? And Jilly, thank you so much for the tip there. So people can scam all the time, but they don't have to scam for very long before they get a lot of money out of people. And that's one of the reasons why I did not want to get into selling patterns at all, because I just don't want to get into people's purses, right? Because then if people are not happy, then they feel jaded. So if it's a free pattern, it's a free pattern. So they have not really invested money in me as per se. They may have yarn that they might have purchased and then they're not happy with the design, but they can always figure out another reason to do with the yarn, right? Yeah. Okay, so so we got Mama G Bear is in the house, or G Gear is in the house. Yeah, so I think when people start buying stuff, they feel like they own you, and that's kind of one thing I don't really want to get into. So, well, if you're going on a cruise next year, then you should be okay, Dorina. You know, there's a lot of people that can't even afford to go on vacation at all. So Daniel and I, we got together in 2009. Yeah, 2009. And then we never could afford our first holiday until 2013. And then it was just kind of hit or miss for a while there. We do crochet events as per se, but we don't go on vacation very often. So Jim is with us today. Thank you so much for coming out on this beautiful Nova Scotian day. And MDL is back in the house. Oh, that's Michael. Michael is back in the house. Just placed my backpack order. I'm going to use it for the cruise in 2000. Yeah, it's a solid purchase. Just make sure you put some fun pins on there, because other people may have the same bag when they're on the cruise. So it's a beautiful day in Ontario as well. So Jim, this is your vacation, hanging out with us today. So I'm trying to use this yarn barf up on my desk. So I made a mistake and I had to backtrack out. I wasn't paying attention to my corners. So you're just procrastinating making a tutorial. Michael, did you see Lincoln Lawyer? It just released it, I think, yesterday. We already binge watched most of it. But anyway, the one of the characters is actually a tutorial host. And anyway, he's showcasing how to do he's showcasing that he's doing a jasmine stitch scarf. He doesn't show how to do the scarf, but he's just talking about it. And then he gets distracted by the plot line, and then he's moving on. So the main character gets in. He says, "You're a knitter?" He goes, "No, I'm actually a crocheter." Anyway, it's kind of... So anyway, that was noticed that yesterday. It's kind of a rare thing to see on a major TV show. So 77 degrees in Alabama. It's not too far from that up here, I think, today. So Melissa Gish was wondering the same thing. So Melissa must have said something. So it got a lot to watch. You know, so Daniel got these quail yesterday, so he was quite busy with his little quails. It's amazing that a creature can pop out of an egg, and yet the quails had no parents. Because I was told, and this could be not true, so don't quote me on it, but I was told basically the quail just are born and then they just go on in life and just figure shit out on their own. So I don't know. So I'm wondering about the yarn I'm using. I'm using Karen Blossom Cakes. It's like a knitted tube that with some cotton. So it's primarily mostly cotton. So I was thinking about my the community in the South in the US where heat is a factor. This is cotton yarn, so it would be more easier to deal with than it would be a wool product. So that was kind of my method to my madness. So cotton blossom cakes. I don't know how long blossom has been around. Hang on. Okay, I have to run. Something has just popped up on my phone that I got to deal with. So I will be gone, and I hope you have a great day. And I'm going to go grab a cup of tea and keep on moving today. And thank you so much, everybody.